Obbying as a whole is quite a large community, consisting of hundreds if not thousands of unique and weird obbies. Back in 2016 to 2017, Kitty's Towers of Hell was created, what's now known as JToH, or Juke's Towers of Hell. It was quite revolutionary for obbying at the time, since this was probably the first actual difficult obbying game that managed to gain a fair bit of recognition. For some reason, no one really tried to master or make difficult obbies in general. A bit later though, when the competitive atmosphere had grown throughout different communities, such as speedrunning communities, harder obbies started to get made. Back in around 2017, an obbyist called Regionality started making slightly different difficult obbies when comparing to towers. Regionality made obbies such as the Impossible, that was quite unique for the time. The obby wasn't set in a box like towers. It was more like a decorated ravine, with difficult jumps inside of it. Later, Regionality created a group called Obby Legion 1, which included more obbies similar to this, like the Final Test. These obbies gained slight recognition as tiered obbies, but never really exploded in the obbying community. It was only until a kid from Bulgaria decided to start playing obbies, which would explode difficult obbying to an incredibly large scale. When Slad found out about obbying, the game he played at first was JToH, which is quite common for most players getting introduced into obbying. Slad found the game really cool. The difficult aspect of obbying really stuck out to him. The only issue at the time was he didn't play with shift lock and didn't even know what it was. If you're new to obbying and don't know what shift lock is, it's basically a setting that lets you move your camera together with your character, similarly to first person, and it improves obbying skill drastically. This would make it very difficult for any player to enjoy obbies, since not having shift lock makes it far more difficult. This might have been the reason that Slad lost interest in JToH and moved on. But a while later, he and his friends decided to hop into the game and play the Tower of Heck, which you might already know for being probably the most popular JToH tower. None of them actually managed to beat the obby, but Slad did make it the furthest, where he realized that maybe he should go ahead and grind obbies, since he does actually find them quite fun. In early 2019, Slad was playing JToH and trying to beat towers such as Tower of Killjoys. This is around when he learned about shift lock and how easier it makes obbying. Tower of Killjoys was Slad's first actual obby beaten, not counting these that he beat months beforehand. After this, Slad went on to beat Tower of Heck, and then he encountered his first challenge in his obbying journey, Tower of Stress. Tower of Stress is a challenging difficulty tower that is known for the very long truss at the end of it. Slad spent hours on this tower, at one point even thinking it might be impossible, but he kept grinding because he found the tower very fun. After a while, he finally beat it, which he considers as his first challenge ever beaten. Across the next few months, Slad improved a lot and beat obbies such as Tower of True Skill, Citadel of Laptop Spling, and others. But then, everything changed for Slad. While browsing Roblox games, he found a game made by an obbyist called Chaos Terry. While playing, Chaos joined the game and asked Slad if he is Bulgarian, since his username meant ice cream in Bulgarian. Chaos went on to ask Slad what obbies he played. Slad responded with JToH, after which Chaos went on to show him the obbies in Obby Legion 1. He went on to play an obby racing game called Obby Royale, made by Regionality, which was quite popular with good obbyists. And overall, Chaos Terry just taught him about this completely different obbying community that exists differing from JToH and towers. After a while of playing these obbies, Slad told KToH Theory that he wants to create his own obby. Slad's first obby game was called Roblox Advanced Obbies, where Slad and KToH built a couple of small obbies. Surprisingly, this game was getting 10 plus active players, which really motivated Slad to create more. This time, he decided to create his own obby, not with the help of KToH, and this obby would go on to be one of the most popular tiered obbies on Roblox. Beans was an obby that Slad made when he was only 13, and the whole reason he made it and called it that is quite funny. It's because he simply loved to eat beans, so he made a literal obby about them. When beans started blowing up, KToH Theory suggested Slad make a Discord server for the people playing his obbies. KToH went on to help Slad create the server, and people started posting their completions of the beans obby. This server was called Obby Community, which is the main Discord server for tiered obbies nowadays. But the reason the server blew up wasn't because of Slad, and not even because of KToH. It was because of two huge YouTubers that found this community and decided to make videos on them. Mr. Nibbles, who has 60,000 subscribers, and Foolsy, who has over 200,000 subscribers. These YouTubers caused a huge spike in the player count of difficult obbies and people joining the Obby Community Discord. Slad was becoming a huge name among obbyists. He created a meme among the obby community known as simply J, with a UGC hat of this meme even being made, as well as someone making a 3D print of an obby that also became extremely popular and brought more attention to the obby community and Slad. Even the builder who made the popular obby Tower of Roof's Peak was originally inspired by Slad's obby The Roof's Wrath. This was Slad's obbying peak. Most obbyists looked up to him as the king of tiered obbies, after Regionality stopped making them. In around 2021, Slad got a bit bored of obbies and kind of stopped playing them. He was active in the Discord though. The obby community also suffered a bit due to the dust drama that happened between Slad and Blizzia, where an obbyist named Blizzia almost killed the server by giving everyone moderator powers. Although, the server hasn't died yet, so that's good. With Slad becoming such a big name in the community, obviously there were gonna be haters. Many well-known people and hobbyists saying that Slad is a bad person, or that his obbies are bad, etc. From around late 2021 to 2022, Slad had completely quit obbying. The obby community was probably at the lowest state it had been at in a long while, with almost nothing interesting happening beside the Marcus Terry drama that was slightly before this time period. Although, in late 2020, Slad returned. Slad has his own game called the Obby Community Lobby on Roblox, consisting of some of the best tiered obbies. The game frequently gets updated by KToH7C. Shout out to him for keeping the game live. And KToH is also really important to the story. Who knows? Maybe the obby community and tiered obbies wouldn't have existed if Slad never met KToH Theory in that game. Anyway, thanks for watching, and please consider subscribing.